everybody here. It's 9 a.m. in Commissioner's Courtroom, 162 West 1st Street, Trinity County Courthouse, Groveland, Texas. And Brother Mike's going to take a break.
Absolutely. Gracious Heavenly Father, we approach your throne this morning so thankful for the love, mercy, and grace that's extended to us. And we thank you for the reason of the season that we celebrate Christmas, Jesus Christ. Today we ask you to be with us in this meeting as we conduct the affairs of our county, that we do it to our utmost ability and integrity, God, for the best of all our constituents of this county. God, we just give you praise, honor, and glory for another day to serve you. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
I need number 4 and approve the minutes for December 10th.
Judge, I read over them. I don't find any discrepancies. I'll make a motion if they don't have any questions.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Let the record reflect that our constable got here on time today. Or my constable.
Number 5, conduct a public hearing on proposed subdivision rules and regulations. Do you have anything on that?
No, that would be the time where if someone had an objection or a comment or something to add or suggest, a member of the public could come up and say what they thought about the proposed rules. They've been posted for the mandatory time on the internet, at least in the newspaper too, and out in the hallway when stuff's posted, I believe. So this is when someone else would come and say something.
So we need to open that.
Yes.
9:04.
Yes, sir.
Now, is there anybody would like to speak on that?
Colton, you've read over all of it.
Yes, sir, I have, and this is I believe it's the final draft, but I sent it back and forth to Judge a few times. I think we got something pretty good that reflects what we talked about. It's a lengthy document, but now when someone says, hey, are there any subdivision rules and regulations in Trinity County, you can say yes there are, and you can tell them exactly where to get them, and I'll tell them step by step what to do, and it'll make the county better, and it'll make the process better for developers too.
So are they gonna be kept in the county judge's office?
I imagine they're going to be filed in the county clerk's office, but the county judge's office, it would be good for them to have a few copies when someone asks for them, they can get it there, because that's typically the first call.
And it'll be on the website too.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And the time is 9:06. I'm back in. 9:04 to 9:06. Okay, number 6, discuss the adoption of proposal of subdivision rules and regulations for Trinity County.
I make a motion we accept it.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Ms. Suzanne, discuss discuss the appointment of members to the Trinity County Historical Commission. Merry Christmas. How are you?
Well, Merry Christmas to y'all. Thank you for everything that you do for our commission, first of all. I'm happy to announce that next year in 2025, our museum is celebrating 25 years of being open. And I've been there almost 18 of those years. It's fun, so time passes quickly. So I'm here today with the 25-26 term of service appointee roster for you all to approve for our membership coming up. We have a few new members and hopefully, we'll get some more things done. So if you would please, this will be your appointment.
I'll make a motion with one.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you very much. I'd like to do a brief recap of what's going on. Like I said, our museum is continuing on very well. And we have two new designated cemeteries coming up. Parker Ridge received their historic designation, and Rice Cemetery, which is a family cemetery somewhere up there in the northern part of the county. But that they're getting their own designation.
What was that first one? You said Parker Ridge?
Parker Ridge here in, yeah.
Where's it at?
Down in okay. As soon as you get on the dirt, down in okay right in town.
And that was this year. Now, we have some markers painting coming up. The Trinity Volunteer Fire Department received their marker and noticed that it's being shipped. And also Baldwin Chapel here in Groton is going to be receiving their marker this year and probably celebrating their dedication. I believe Trinity's going to celebrate their dedication around February 14th because that's their anniversary for the years, 100 years or something. And then
It's 1914.
1914. So it's as old as the courthouse is. And that'll be exciting. They'll have dedication for that. Baldwin Chapel is planning theirs around their anniversary of 140 years in existence. It's quite a church, and a remarkable church. So that's the things that are coming up. We do have a new marker coming up for 2025 that will be put in, and hopefully approved. And that's for the Clegg Baptist Church in Trinity.
Clegg Chapel.
Clegg Chapel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be applying for a historical marker as well. So we're moving along slowly but surely, and the cemeteries are, always a deep concern. I'm doing my best to try to get them designated, at least historically designated. Markers for cemeteries are a little bit harder because usually there's not enough history that the state requires for their
Mr. Van,
qualifications.
some of these cemeteries that are out in pastures and stuff now, that are not marked or anything, there's no state laws or anything about that, right?
Well, there's a lot of state laws. We all have a little bit of responsibility in that. Although it's just quite, we've had quite a bit of difficulty in those. We know where they are. That's about all we can do. Do our best to maintain them. Thank you for your support in what we can do on that. And we'll continue on as necessary. To do what we can to help preserve them, because we have around 80 cemeteries, or what are considered, like from one grave plots to full-blown cemeteries. And only a few have associations, so that's what we run into, and it's so hard. We wish or hope that family and concerned citizens would step up, but we're all getting old and I guess less concerned about ourselves.
Has the colonel settled down, or?
No.
Well, no. He'll
No.
never settle down, and bless his heart, yeah, he has a little bit. He and his wife are elderly, and he can't maintain that pace. But I still hear from him, and and we're not forgetting about it. We just have our hands tied. And I've come to find out, through seminars that the state provides for us, which are available online, by the way, that there are some things that we can do, but there's a lot of things that we shouldn't do on these older cemeteries, like go in and just plow up and clean it. I think we're cleaning them up, and sometimes we're destroying cultural placement of things and things like that, so we have to be careful. It's not just a matter of going in and cleaning them up and then providing them care afterwards. So we're trying, we're doing the best that we can, and we do appreciate your support in this. And I know that you're concerned about it just as we are, but our hands are all tied, so we'll just continue on. Do you all have any questions for me?
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, it's a pleasure. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 8, discuss an act for the pauper funeral payment. Mr. Mills.
Judge, we had 2 of these on here last week, and I did a little investigation on this one, this Kenneth Reynolds. I found out who he was. I didn't know his name, so he walked the streets of Trinity over there, and some people called him the Bird Man, and I'm sure that y'all seen him when he was at that old store over there, right beside Burton's Parks House. This was the guy. So he didn't have any family, and
Property or anything?
no, he didn't have nothing. He lived under that carport there, and people were bringing him food. And, somebody brought him a camper and a tent. He lived under that old bake shop deal there for a long time. And they found him deceased over on the trailer house porch. So
I guess refresh my memory, there was 2 of them, correct? One lived in my precinct and he has property.
he had property.
He had property and stuff, so, and we tabled them until we found out more
That's
information.
right.
So,
This one's
this one,
legit.
this one we need to approve, another one we need to not approve, since we tabled it, correct?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to do that, just the way I said it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Number 9, discuss the act of official bonds. Mr. Warren, are you very good?
Merry Christmas
Yeah, buddy.
With this beautiful jacket.
We do have one bond here for a new hire for out of JP's office in Trinity.
JP2.
Right.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Shit, Lord, for me.
Number 10, discuss approval of personal action form. Mr. Warren?
You got 3 different forms in your packet. One is a rehire to our folks who are resigning or separating from employment.
So the district clerk's office one left and she's just hiring another
Right.
part-time to replace her.
So those workforce people, we don't have to have anything on their file.
We don't have any budget for them, we don't pay anything for them, so.
Okay.
They should not be collecting funds, so if they're handling money, they need to be bonded.
Right. That is true.
The clerk knows it though. Okay.
So moved.
And they can't work unsupervised either.
I'll second.
All in favor? Number 11, receive monthly payroll report.
All right, next you'll see this payroll report. We've got a few different things this time. We've got a longevity payroll in there, we've got election payroll in there, and then the normal payrolls that we normally have. So November is very payroll heavy.
I assume that these numbers mean something, these account numbers,
Yes, sir.
but this is all just lumped together.
Well, so each one of these, if you look at the first report, I can just break that out for you real quick. That first set of numbers that you see there for the 87,000, that's the general fund. The next number underneath that is the county attorney fund, and then the SB 22 county attorney fund. Then court,
Is the 2001, 2, 3, and 4, is that the road and bridge? Like I'm
Yes.
2001?
right, Run Bridge 1, 2, 3, and 4, those are your fund numbers. Yeah.
2001, 2, 3, 4, that's yours.
Okay, well, I'm glad you explaining that, because new system, I didn't know.
Yes, it,
Maybe you can make a key.
right, that's something we're gonna do.
Okay.
So you can better see how that is, but just so you know, any of these that you see, where you'll see like the 2001, 2, 3, and 4, after lots of extensive going back and forth with the software, that's how it was designed, so that you could easily track each of your road and bridge funds, that way. So anytime you see that number, you know it's gonna be part of your respective fund.
Okay. Good deal.
Do we gotta sign all them? The payroll stuff, like we did last time?
Yeah, I mean, it's good if you do, that'd be great. Obviously, y'all authorize us to.
I need a motion on
No, it's just for information.
this. Okay.
Just says receipt.
Okay.
And he wants us to sign it.
There you
But
I think we started that last time.
right.
Somebody feel better.
Yes, sir, okay.
Sign it, they can't say you didn't approve it.
Now you feel like you had a mortgage flex report.
Absolutely.
There's quite a few payrolls in the month of November.
Thanks, sir.
last thing later
Stay fun.
Luckily, usually we gotta go to a few for staying now.
What state?
on. Oh, just Oklahoma, family farm.
Give y'all some advice. My wife sent me in Walmart last yesterday. Don't ever do that the day before Christmas. I ain't never said excuse me so many times. I try to get my buggy, excuse me. So that won't ever happen to you.
I will just mention, there was a statutory, course that I was required to go to, so I went to that, and that's done now, so. Yeah, for that, up in Denton, we had to go to Denton a couple weeks ago for that, so that has been done.
Mr. Sean, could you come, we got so much reverb up here with these microphones, they are super loud, and just, yeah, and and reverb's horrible up here. You understand what I mean?
We want transparency, we got it.
We
Want
want
to
to
be
hear,
able to hear.
we want a clear voice up here.
She did that.
Yes, you test.
We'll try it now.
Yes.
Discuss an act of approval of receipt file listings. 12.
Next in your packet, you'll see a bunch of different data in there. You'll see all the receipts that were done. You'll see your monthly report that shows by fund, each of those amounts. And then you'll see your breakdown in the investment accounts. You'll see the pledges that the bank has pledged against all the funds that we maintain with them to collateralize that, be in compliance with the Public Funds Investment Act. And then, big topic to talk about on that is, you know, the Federal Reserve recently lowered another 25 basis points on the interest rate, but then they gave guidance that they would only be doing 2 rate cuts next year, as you've probably seen in the stock market as it's tanked since then. But it took a massive hit, exactly. They're expecting 4 rate cuts next year, and now that's projected to only be 2 per Jerome Powell, the chair of the Federal Reserve. So we're looking at, we don't know how much that's going to be, but as where it stands right now, the interest rate is, you know, still at a decent rate, much more than we're getting in our local bank, and so that's why we think it's still best to keep any excess funds that we may have into those pools, government pools, because we get the best rate for the least amount of risk there. And so, obviously, again, safety is number 1, liquidity is second, and yield is the least important of those factors. But if safety and liquidity are both met, then we can focus on yield. And right now, those pools seem to facilitate that the best for us. So we're still over, you know, basically over 4.5% on what we're getting. And so, you know, could potentially be down to 4.25% pretty quick. But again, that's still much more than we're getting in any money market or anything like that.
I'm just glad we've got some savings. I sat here when we was borrowing money.
I had one question.
Yes, sir.
I remember on the old reports before y'all changed over that, I have an account that's just a savings account that's not invested, but I don't see it on here. I'm trying to figure out where it was.
So the report that you have in there, if you look under your road and bridge fund, it's grouped in with those, but, that is something I'm gonna try to get for you all, and that
Yeah, I
is
see where
something that just breaks out each.
I see where my,
There's an asset list you can run that will check out.
see where just my checking account is on here.
Yeah.
And I also see where my investment accounts are, but I just don't see where that savings account that's not invested. I mean, it's got a little bit in it, but I was just wondering, is it here?
You
Oh,
think,
I can address it in the monthly report, because we can
I have
add that to the monthly report. There's an asset, because what you're seeing is expenses and revenue, but you're not seeing the asset side, which are your bank accounts.
I
So
got,
I can
I
run
got
this
that
from
from
there.
there, I got
Either one of us can.
yeah, you got
one
regular
one
savings.
and then I got two, investment accounts. So I should have
One that's running at this
Yeah, you
point.
got your
Just to
regular
show
savings.
It's the same
You
monthly
see-
report, you can
Yeah,
add
that's the
asset
investment
as one of the
Okay.
items.
I got a regular
So
savings
the
and
picture's
investment,
gonna
and
see
I got regular savings.
Just your regular savings, I didn't see
It's a lot more.
mine.
I don't see my regular savings.
Yeah, so that's,
So I was just doing with the fund, and so that is something that, you know, has been getting discussed, so we'll try to get you a report that actually breaks out each individual account for you.
General savings.
And so, we'll try to,
That's money.
do that basically out of our system, and not just out of the Texas class report, but we'll try to get you a report that shows exactly, every account that you have. And so that's something we're trying to work on right now to get that for you.
Thank you.
Obviously, if you have any questions, please come in.
Okay.
It is grouped in with the number that you have in front of you, but it's not all broken out individually, like I think you want to see, so we want to make sure we can address that.
thank you, Mark.
So we need a motion for this? No, so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good morning, how are you, Miss Bonnie?
Good morning, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, ma'am.
Number 13, discuss an act of approval of monthly financial report.
Okay, this is for the 2 months of activity of the new fiscal year. Giving you the overall percentages, which is approximate for 2 months based on our 12-month fiscal year. We're well below those percentages, except in payroll, we're, spot on. Our ad valorem taxes, we hadn't had any posted in a while, so this one's got them posted now. We're showing a collection of 10.61%, October, November. General fund, our revenue collection is 10.87%, and overall expenses are 11.74%.
Yeah, notice mine was higher than
Still spending more than we have coming in, but that's normal for October and November, so it will. But as you can see, if 10.61% is ad valorem and our revenue is 10.87, that makes up the majority of our revenue for the 2 months. That's that.
Yeah.
Now, this report, you'd asked about seeing your bank accounts. There is a way to add, this is pulling revenue and expenses on it. I can add an asset to tell it to pull assets, then you can see your bank accounts.
Okay. Who wants?
It'll be a little bit longer report, but everybody's is gonna be. I might be able to restrict it just to your guys, but you need to see what's in the main bank accounts as well.
Something about the pages.
It was printed front and back.
Yeah.
And that was all that was copied, was just the front.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
I was
you
got to look
didn't
at,
have
I got to
the
look at it.
entire packet, which we didn't know about until
I had
yesterday.
Brandy, she sent it a couple different times, and I'm like, it's still missing, and then we got to look at it over
Yeah.
paper.
Because I didn't check it when it came in, I'm like, oh, no, so
Well,
they, anyway.
If I can ask a couple questions, if you were done. This past few days, last week, I guess, I've had a few phone calls about animal control. It was under my impression that, you know, that we have an animal control position
We do.
that we approved, and these people that have called me are saying that, I guess on Facebook, which everybody knows is on Facebook, that why does the county have animal control? I thought,
We've got a position. It's
Three.
on page 38.
page 38.
Yep.
For the past 3 years, I thought there was a
We are.
grant,
We have,
and then we approved it again in October 1st, correct, for this
yes.
next year?
And since it's grant money, I set up a separate fund,
What page you say again?
page 38, where it says local assistance and tribal consistency fund. You'll see right toward the end, you'll see a full-time position, the payroll taxes, unemployment, retirement, insurance, and the
So this-
contract. So
This
that,
position is full-time and it's got insurance and benefits.
Mhm.
Now, I have one more question. Let me get to page 30 real quick. 3 years ago, I guess it was my first budget. It was approved it for the second year I was in office. This first year we approved that, was 3 years ago. Who come to us, or who made the decision on the salary of that
the
position?
sheriff.
Okay. So, Tommy Park or any other commissioner or the judge at the time, I don't know if it was him or the other judge, we didn't make that amount. We didn't set that amount.
The first one was set based on what that current salary was for that position, which was close to about 32,000.
But it was brought to us as a package deal with the PHI and also doing the animal control, correct? Out of that grant?
It was a separate item, I mean, whether it's brought at the same time,
Yeah.
but it was a
Separate, okay.
separate,
But
it
We
was a
didn't set-
separate request
we didn't set the
by the
payroll.
sheriff's office.
we didn't set the payroll. I mean, we didn't set the salary. We didn't come and say this position needs to make this much. We just approved.
I believe Jeremy Carroll did indicate how much the salary was gonna be initially, and so as we raise the salary level, that position is just like any other position, it's a code, a number 14 or 15. That's what the starting salary is for that
I can't
position.
speak for anybody else up here, but I've got several phone calls about this, about animal control. And I know we need animal control, that animals is a problem.
That's your decision, that's up to the board, so,
So I'm saying we already have that position in effect.
yes, yes.
And it's under the
And-
sheriff's department.
Right, and we did use part of the funds last year, but the person left before we spent the entire 32. We only spent a
I
portion
just
of
want to make
that.
it clear, because everybody's saying that it's my fault, Commissioner, that we don't have animal control.
No, they can't, the position is open and they have it open for hire, but I
That's
don't
all.
know, I don't know if they've had any, applicants, that only the sheriff would know about it.
Well, I just want to make sure that I didn't do something wrong.
No.
Okay.
You know,
And it was already budgeted too.
yeah, that's why it's budgeted right here, is to put that position there, holding it with those funds.
Thank you.
But those funds hadn't been used, have
No,
they? Yeah.
they don't be used.
It's still sitting.
Yeah,
That's the only question I have.
What he's trying to say is, it made it sound like that the commissioner's court is not funding the dog part of it.
That's
It's
not-
been funded.
Yeah, it's not true.
So,
yeah,
It's been funded, it's on our budget
it's in the budget.
since October.
okay.
We can move on.
Just need a, if
I'll
there's
make
any
a motion, we
questions.
approve it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Number 14, discuss and act approval of claims and invoices for disaster-related purchases.
These are just the ones that we paid from December the 9th through December 19th. I think some of you, and I sent all of you an email with history of what I had. I don't know if you received all of that right after the last meeting.
Still don't see my room.
It's on the list that I sent you an email, and if Brandon can print that out, he's in there.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, good.
Yeah. ACE or the
Oh, that was a
Salzburg.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Bonnie,
Yes, sir.
or Miss Vicky, have we received anything from FEMA yet?
Well, just so happens.
Well, I tell you what, I wasn't gonna bring this up, but if she brings us some money, she is employee of the year, or not concerned.
Now wait, I have to approve it before.
Everybody get ready.
Talk to me.
I got word that, 41,000 will be put into precinct 4 as obligation for our first. Now, we have 16 DVDs to file. This is the first of the 16. It's obligated, it's been signed, usually within 20 days the money's there. So your portion of that is the 41,000.
You said precinct 1, right?
Precinct 4.
So-
Precinct 1, yours has passed through final review. Your first one is looking at 31,809. Precinct 2, your first one is through the final review. You're looking at 18,148. Precinct 3, yours is in final review, and you're looking at 87,240.
God bless you, I know you.
So,
So
are coming.
that's the first of 4. Like I said, there's 16 of them that will be coming. So,
Good deal.
Miss Vicky, I just
Miss
want to
Vicky,
say
you're
one
awesome.
more time,
Miss Bonnie.
you have done a great job, and I appreciate all the efforts.
Look, they
And
have a lot of
Bonnie-
support from a lot of.
Bonnie hired you, so I gotta give her a little bit of credit.
She just tells me it's like
I get so tired when he says.
it's ready. Okay.
I appreciate you.
Bless you.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
great job.
Merry Christmas.
Great.
So, and then we put that in whatever savings or investment you need, but we just need to track it down.
How do we have to spend that on each road and like, that's how they gonna come back?
That is reimbursing you.
You already spent it.
We're already
For what you
spent.
got put out.
Say, you going to spend it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
They said the other commissioners won't know if you just share it till they get there.
Just make sure it goes 2022. Well, look, big.
I make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All in favor?
Thanks again, Bonnie. And Miss Vicky.
Thank you, Mr. Bond.
Number 15, receive report from Riley Volunteer Fire Department, ARPA funds.
Recently received this, they just have been behind in getting me the update on how they had spent the ARPA funds that we gave them back in 2022. And I have copies of their receipts. I just didn't include those because I had checking account numbers on them.
We don't need a motion, do we?
No,
No.
just receive it.
That is so good, though. I'm glad they're reporting
Is
it.
all our fire departments on up to date on this?
Yes, they are.
It's amazing.
16, discuss approval on the ARPA funds that we found, and it was 17,000? That wasn't used, we left to disperse. I'd really like to, y'all consider at 17,000, I'm gonna need on a new building out here at the Y. I'd like to take 8,500 of that and put out there for a new septic system on the hill, and over in Friday, they hit all that septic over there, and I'd like to put the others that wouldn't be up to code on.
What we did, we got started on that fire department over there, and where they want the fire department put, we only have a little over an acre, and it's on a conventional service now. the community center.
You talk about on the Fridays?
It's Friday. And the fire department is gonna be right over the top of the line. And you can't have a building on top of the sewer line. So what we'd like to do, and I talked to the judge about it, we'd like to put a aerobic system out there for the community center and the fire department to tie in, both of them.
And the other one we're gonna put on the new building, we don't have, you know, we got that sun system that's out there, I don't know.
This
how-
community-
You're talking about at the
I
Y.
have to why, I'd like to put one of those on the new building, so if anything ever occurred there, we could actually move to there temporarily until we got that done. We are gonna build a new building out there the next year and a half, and we're,
The community center, correct?
Yes.
it's gonna be a new community center.
So-
We're going through everything then.
So this 17,000 is what you want to allot, and you want to allot it for the community center at the Y and the Friday.
Like
Deal for the septic.
I'd like to split it.
I'll make that a form of motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Number 17, receive the monthly report for Trinity County Sheriff's Department. I get so excited when y'all get up and tell us all that work that y'all worked on night and day, everybody in this building worked on. Rode around in trucks and stuff. And you're finally gonna get some recourse. I just like
I'm thankful for that.
And it did take 7 years.
No, it didn't take
I'll
them
tell you that it's a blessing because we've been through this before and it's never, I want to give up on it, to tell you the truth, but Miss Vicky wouldn't let me, so we kept going.
Absolutely.
I'm telling y'all, she needs to be employee of the year.
That whole department is working hard, and I'm talking about, you know, you appreciate everyone in this building right here, and we rode around, and they wanna come back. Tatum come in, and that was a big deal. But thank all of y'all for that.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas. Now back to the sheriff's report.
Yes, just, we don't have to vote. Okay. Speaking of riding around, poor Brandy had to brave Lake Hill with me a time or two.
Ready when you are, Judge.
Absolutely.
Okay, y'all ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
Number 18, discuss approval of reports of the month, November 2024. Nancy's office, $12,286.05. $12,286.05. Miss Mary Wallace, Judge Mary Wallace, $6,212.12. $6,212.12. Mr. Miles Stubbs, 650160. 650160.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Be sure to pray for Lyle, he's going through treatment.
Yes, he is.
Don't keep him on your mind.
He's in better spirits this week, Judge.
Yes, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Keith Johnson, Judge Johnson, $4,185.68. $4,185.68.
Ain't my fault you got all the criminals in precinct two.
Thank you, Cub.
He's hard on it.
Yes, he is. He rides me like a stick horse.
Richard Steptoe, Judge Steptoe is $5,373.70. $5,373.70. Julian Steptoe, District Clerk, $36,188.41. $36,188.41. Shasta Bertman, her office is $20,475 even. $20,475 even. Trinity County Sheriff's Department, $2,088.82. $2,884.82. Trinity County Sheriff's Department, 913. 913.
We headed that cold.
We need a motion to approve all those, Judge.
We're looking for cold right now.
Is it supposed to be on this one?
No, hot check for child garden and community center, we're missing.
Huh?
For child garden and hot checks and community center.
Those are the only ones that came from the treasurer's office.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the ones we got.
All in favor?
Aye.
I guess we're about to adjourn.
Yeah.
One more question. Lonnie, on this, and I forgot to ask you a little bit, on this paper, this with the allotted apartments, on that second page, it says, Hudson Abstract for $93,000.
That was 2 years ago, we bought that
The
building over there.
Build.
That's what it was.
I just couldn't
That
remember.
bill.
That building over there.
When he said Hudson Abstract, we couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what it was.
Motion to adjourn.
And all y'all have a Merry Christmas, be safe.
Second.
Yes, sir.